Hi, my name is Brina Eccles, and in this presentation, I will discuss the importance of cultural humility, cultural awareness, advocacy, and social justice in counseling. I will also discuss the ethical responsibilities counselors have in these areas and some actions I can take as a future counselor. Cultural humility requires counselors to continuously reflect on themselves and recognize that there is always more to learn about the experiences of others. Cultural awareness also means understanding that a client's culture can influence their experiences, beliefs, and worldview. Sue and colleagues discuss how becoming cultural competent requires us to understand ourselves as cultural beings while also working to understand the worldview of people who are different from us. I think this is important because as counselors, we cannot assume that our own experiences or perspectives are the same as those of our clients. Cultural humility and cultural awareness are crucial in counseling because counselors work with clients from many different backgrounds and experiences. Practicing both can help counselors better understand their clients while avoiding assumptions based on their own worldview. Advocacy and social justice are also an important part of counseling. To me, advocacy means supporting clients when they are facing barriers and helping connect them with resources and opportunity. Social justice involves recognizing when people are being treated unfairly or do not have the same opportunities as others. Effort states that when counselors do not engage in advocacy, they can actually become part of the barriers to human growth and development. And this quote stood out to me because it shows that it is not enough for counselors to simply recognize that a problem exists. We also have a responsibility to take action when appropriate. Advocacy and social justice are crucial in counseling because of some of the challenges clients face are connected to barriers outside of themselves. Counselors can support clients while also recognizing and addressing barriers that affect their well being. Cultural humility, Cultural humility and advocacy are also connected to our ethical responsibilities as counselors. Counselors need to respect the culture, values, and beliefs of their clients while also being aware of their own personal biases. The ACA Code of Ethics addresses this in Standard A.4b, which focuses on counselors being aware of their own values and avoiding imposing those values onto their clients. Standard A7A also addresses advocacy and the counselor's responsibility to address barriers that may interfere with a client's growth and development. So, to me, these ethical standards show that cultural humility and cultural awareness require counselors to examine their own values and respect the differences of their clients. Advocacy and social justice also require counselors to recognize barriers and take action when those barriers interfere with a client's growth or access to services. Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 through 4 says, "Rather in humility, value others above yourself, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of the others." I believe this verse connects well with cultural humility because it reminds me to value others and not focus only on our own perspectives. As a future counselor, I can apply this by approaching clients with humility and respect and being willing to listen to perspectives that may be different from my own. One action I will take to demonstrate cultural humility is to ask my clients about their culture, values, beliefs, and experiences instead of making assumptions about them. I also want to be willing to listen when a client's perspective is different from my own. But this will require me to continue reflecting on my own biases and considering how they could affect the counseling relationship. My goal is to create a counseling environment where all my clients feel heard, respected, and understood. This photograph reflects an area where I believe social change is needed. Equal access to educational and support services. I chose a classroom, my classroom, to represent this because schools may look similar on the outside, but students do not always have access to the same resources, services, and opportunities. So, as an educator, I have seen how access to support can make a huge difference for students and families. As a future counselor, one action I will take is to advocate for the client populations and help my clients and families connect with resources when they are having difficulty accessing the services they need. I can also speak up when I recognize barriers that are preventing clients from receiving appropriate support. These are the sources that I use throughout my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.